Welcome to the Dusty Futon Musicians Podcast. The Dusty Futon is revolutionizing the music industry one artist at a time. Every episode of the Dusty Futon features an independent and original artist from the San Diego area. Our host and co-host create a conversation around the artist and their music while making it a point to allow them to tell their story their way. We don't have any advertisers or sponsors, so anything goes. This is a chance for the artist to just talk to you, the fans, about why they do what they do, what they go through, and how they do this thing we call music. We don't charge the artists for this service. We want it to remain completely free for the artists who need it and the fans that want to find them. That's why we set up a Patreon page where your donation can get you behind-the-scenes access to audio, video, and photos, and even get you direct access to the artists. Go to patreon.com/thedustyfuton for more information. Help us revolutionize the music industry, one artist at a time. Mathan initially created America's favorite punk with a former band buddy as a cover act, but it's now become his personal punk rock outlet. Writing original content and playing all the instruments himself, he really takes DIY music seriously with this project. We check out 3 of his songs, including a rough mix of his newest release that you just heard a sample of before it was released back in February. Our conversation definitely goes off the rails a few times, as it typically does here on the Dusty Futon, and I hope you enjoy Mathan and America's favorite punk.
My name is Kevin McAllister. I want a room with one of those little refrigerators and a big bed and a bar with a key. Credit card? You got it.
How does that sound? Does that work?
That's pretty good.
That was decent at best. No, actually, I like that. That was good. All right, cool. So we are here. We are live at the Ears Only studio. Ears Only audio with the deaf guy co-host.
Huh?
What?
What?
Oh, sorry, you're blind.
Oh!
That's where the ears only comes from.
I had no idea. You told me, you ruined my whole day.
Well, you know, when you're not blind, it's better.
That's a really good point. So, can I drive your new car?
Yeah, sure. It's great. It's
Sweet,
awesome.
You got good insurance, right?
Okay. Anyway, so with us we have Mathan.
Mathan, what's happening, guys?
I don't know. I keep wanting to say Mathan because the M and the N, Nathan and Nath.
Hey, man, I respond to pretty much anything.
Okay, anything.
So, but
all right,
Mathan is close enough.
In the studio, we have pretty much anything, and he is the owner and the creator of the. Now, I love the name of this band, America's Favorite Punk.
You like that?
That's why they're the most famousest punk band in the world.
It's a little over pretentious, but it's perfect for a punk band because that's just like that sums up everything you are. Even if you're not the best, it doesn't matter. You call yourself the best, and that's very punk.
And I can get my mom like really irritated if I put on one of those red hats and say like make America's favorite punk great again or something like that, you know? Like,
that's awesome. I wish I brought the hats. I have red hats that say "Make Music Great Again."
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. And I decided not to sell them because too many people would walk by in disgust. And
there's
it's like,
no way I
would
ever attempt to sell one of those, but I'll talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. They're in a box in my storage unit right now. I'm like, no.
It's one of those ideas that sound amazing when you're hanging out, and then when you actually go and print them and see them in front of you, you go, this might not be a good idea.
Like 8 beers in, it was the coolest thing ever.
I think there was something else other than beer involved. And it might have had imbibed way too much of it. I don't know. I can't remember. If that tells you anything. So first of all, where'd you come up with the name America's Favorite Punk, other than the obvious?
There's a lot of history here. I'll try to wrap it up real quick.
We got an hour. Don't wrap anything
All right,
up.
I won't wrap anything up real quick. So maybe I'll start off with my story just a little bit. So I am 37. I've been in love with punk music ever since I was 13, 14.
You know what's funny about punk is most people consider it a gateway drug. You know, it's a gateway to real music. It's a lot of people call it. But there is a finesse that can be driven out of punk, or into punk, I mean.
I love where you're going with that. it's like, oh, you're not a real musician, so you went with punk music. But
Yeah.
there is the finesse.
Yeah.
There is the finesse, 100%.
Well, it's the mentality. You got to keep that mentality, but yet you've got to mature with that, and you tighten up, like you tighten up everything around it, and you just leave that little crazy wonk thing going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And I could try to legitimize myself more by saying I'm pop rock or I'm a rock. And it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Screw that. I'm punk. That's my. And if I'm too poppy for you and I'm not really punk, you don't know my history. So I started out as a drummer when I was 14.
Hell yeah.
I was in all sorts of bands called, hard. We listened to Rancid and we listened to Minor Threat and Operation Ivy, and we were so hardcore. I was screaming. I was the singer and the drummer. I was screaming into the microphone, playing the punk beat, just right?
Yeah.
And that was fantastic. That was fun. So I started on the drums. Then I started picking up guitar. I was in all sorts of bands. I was in ska bands. I did it all. My last band was called Sneak Preview. We were out here in San Diego, doing pretty good, making a name for ourselves, working hard, playing shows every weekend, going to the beach, going to the malls, passing out. Can I cuss on the show here?
Fuck yeah.
All right,
Say whatever
so-
the fuck you want.
Passing out shit. Oh, whatever. But anyway,
Shitting yourself.
15
passing out.
15 years later, I'm 36 at the time, and I'm thinking I still like punk, and I'm going to therapy now. I'm going to therapy, and one of the things I've got out of therapy was like, I miss my fucking music.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. I want to do this before I'm 57. So here's my commitment. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it now. And where am I going with this? We're talking about America's favorite. Oh, here we go. So I called up my old drummer. His name's Chris Kalachi. Awesome dude.
Finally getting around to the real question.
Real question,
Got it.
right? I'm like, dude, let's start a pop punk band cover band. We can play Ataris and Blink and MXPX and Phoenix TX and Jimmy Eat World, all that shit. It'll be so much fun. All right, yeah. So he comes over. We're doing this for like 6 months. We're practicing on the weekends. We're both like family dad professional guys, so it's like the only time we can come up with is like Tuesday at like 12 for an hour.
Yeah.
So we're covering all this stuff, and anyway, to make a long story short here,
Too late.
I just thought America's favorite punk. We're playing America's favorite punk songs. And
So
I'm like,
as a cover band, that was the name.
that was my idea.
Right.
And then I figured, well, I kind of want to. Now that I've been playing these covers again and doing it, I'm just writing again. And I said, I don't want to do the covers. The covers are fun, but I need to write my own shit again. And I thought America's favorite punk worked. It was catchy. It was intentionally came from playing, favorite punk songs. But that's what I went with. So that's it. And I'm sticking to it
All right.
all the way through.
And it's like a little reverse for the people who think they're really hardcore punk.
Well, and that's the thing about punk is you got a lot of people who are, and that's where the name of the music genre come from.
Right.
It's mostly the fans are who created that name by being fucking punks. Like they're just a bunch of a-holes typically who sit around and like want to punch each other and just release aggression. That's why most of them are 23 or younger, because that's where you're at in that life. You
Right.
have a lot of anti-establishment mentality. You have a lot of F this, F that. And punk is always known to reach to that genre. But what comes out of that, that fan base, but what ends up coming out of that is you still have a musicianship that has to be maintained in order to get a following.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
Most bands who start out as punk bands, by the time they're in their early 20s or mid 20s, they want to change their sound because they think it's more of a mature way to go.
Right.
And that comes from the establishment idea of you have to progress up the music ladder, which doesn't fucking exist on the Dusty Futon.
Right.
There is no music ladder. If you want to be a musician and you want to play country, then you play country. You want to play punk, you play punk. You don't let somebody tell you how to be a musician. You don't let
Right.
somebody tell you how to be a fucking artist, because that's your art. If you want to change, that's on you. But if somebody's telling you you need to change in order to make it big, you need to do this in order to make it big, then you say, no. America's favorite punk.
Who gives a shit about making it big anymore? Jesus.
You believe it or not, too many, way too many. So let's go ahead and check out. You sent me 2 tracks.
Yeah, we got that third one. So we're gonna do at the end of the day here is I've got a song I'm gonna release in the next week or so. It's not finished, but I want to tease you guys with it. We'll take a listen at the end of the show so we can download it. But my whole game plan here, it's kind of a fun process. Just going back to the background, I've got a background from everything from hard to poppy to acoustic.
Right.
And America's Favorite Punk's probably going to have all of that shit by the end of the day when we release our album.
Yeah.
When I release the album. Right now, we've got a couple songs we'll play. One is called Midnight Beautiful. Maybe well play that.
He's like hosting this episode for me. It's awesome. It's like I don't have to do.
Do you want me to shut up? I can shut the fuck up
Hell
right now.
no. It's about you. I honestly, it's my
just
favorite.
keep going, Mathan.
Yeah.
Just keep going, Nathan. I'll tell you what. I remember when I was in a fraternity, when I was in school, there was this. I was the little punk, right? And I remember I was standing there staring at the chalkboard, and one of those brothers, one of the guys in the fraternity, would just stare at me and go, Mathan, whatever the fuck your name is, get over here. I'll never forget it.
That's great.
So every time I hear Mathan, I just hear Mathan, whatever the fuck your name is.
I almost said that too because I was
Did
like,
you?
Mathan, whatever. But I decided not to, and instead, what I want to do is go ahead and play one of your tracks. We have Avalon and Midnight Blue. Now, first, are these off the same album that you're planning on putting out or that you've already had out?
The way I'm processing, I'm working backwards than the norm. I am releasing a song every 6 weeks.
Okay.
And it's going to be probably 12 singles for throughout the year.
And then a compilation album.
And then I'll put an album that's going to tie everything together. And there's multiple reasons for doing that is I'm getting feedback like, hey, I want a little more speed, right? Or I want you to sound a little more raw. And so what's happening here is I'm going to release whatever the fuck I want to release, but I'm listening to the feedback. And instead of putting an album and people are going, I don't like this gives me an opportunity to listen to what people are actually commenting on and telling me, the strengths and weaknesses about what I'm putting out. And I'm having fun with it. So
Cory, what's your take on that method?
It's very smart, especially
To your right. There you go.
in today's music business. It's a very smart way to do it because you're up in front of your fans all the time. We live in the Instagram generation where everything has to be now. You put out an album, chances are you're not going to put out another album for like a year and a half. And by the time that year and a half rolls around, people don't give a shit about you anymore.
they don't even know who you are anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll give you an example. So Avalon, I have a bunch of shit I've written. I mean, I already have the album, essentially. Avalon was probably going to be the slowest song in my album, right? But it was the first song I came out with.
Okay.
A lot of people love it, but they say, you know what, it's really not fast enough. And it's, as an artist, I'm going, but you haven't heard the rest of the album yet, you know? But I'm still holding that in my head thinking, good, people like fast shit because I like fast shit.
Right.
If I could write 12 songs that were just skate punk the whole time, I would do it. But as far as an album goes, you need the even ebb and flow. Is that the word? You got
Ebb
faster
and flow,
songs.
yeah.
So anyway, this Midnight Beautiful song, it's just about, my midlife crisis of being in my 30s.
Let's hold off and talk
right.
about the songs after we play them because I want to get to these. We're already...
Let's do Midnight Beautiful.
All right. Let's go ahead and start with that. This is Midnight Beautiful by America's Favorite Punk.
Spot for just for fun and I can't get enough. Hey you, it's 12 a.m. This is the last call. Hey you, sweet Caroline. Oh, oh, oh. You are beautiful, midnight beautiful. I can imagine a time where we are just fine. We're having the time of our lives. I can imagine a time where we are just fine, rocking out to Sweet Child of Mine. Yeah. Hey you are beautiful. Hey you are beautiful. Hey you, it's 12 a.m. You are beautiful, midnight beautiful. Midnight beautiful. Midnight beautiful. Midnight
That was Midnight Beautiful by America's favorite punk right here on the Dusty Futon.
I really like what you did with a lot of that guitar production on that track. There's some really cool layers in there.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I was noticing that. There's a lot of depth. Now, how many members are in your band again?
One.
You're the only one.
Yeah, so
Because you started, you said you mentioned it to a friend, and
I've been in bands. Like I said, I've got band friends.
Right.
My whole goal here is to write everything that I want and be totally selfish and asshole about it and do whatever I want to do. And it's so much fun.
are you sure you're not a millennial?
I'm on the
'Cause it
cusp.
sounds like it's all about you. Oh, are you one of those?
Hey,
What-
easy. We're the same age, buddy.
I know. That's what I was just going to say. The Gen X millennial crossover that they call Xennials.
No,
Okay, I haven't heard about
I
that.
think the
You haven't heard about
reality is family. You know, I'm a dad.
Yeah.
I've got a business, and there's little time to do this, right?
You can cough.
And especially there's very little time to make sure that your bass player actually wants to rehearse this week.
right.
You know?
That's what I'm talking about.
That sounds strangely personal to you right now at this very moment.
So the fun part here is I'm recording and writing every single thing that you've heard.
Right.
So I'm the guitarist, I'm the bass player, I'm the drummer, I'm the vocalist, I'm the writer. There's nothing I'm complete owner of all the music.
Well, who's mixing, mastering it?
I have a cousin. His name's Sean Alexander. Sean is the bomb. He is a writer, producer, everything and all the above. He's got different things he's always working on, but I got to throw a shout out to him. He just wrote the K-pop Music Awards Song of the Year he just got an award a couple weeks ago.
Hey, go, Sean.
Yeah, Sean.
I don't know if I can applaud K-pop, but okay.
It doesn't matter.
No,
it's
yeah,
Song of the Year, right?
it doesn't matter. You get anybody who gets recognition for their artistry in any form, whether it's music, whether it's painting, whether it's laying concrete down. It's
Adult
an art.
movies.
As long as they wear condoms, I'm okay with it. We are in California. It is a law. Did you know that? It's a law for
I
porn
did, yeah.
people to wear, or porn people.
Porn people.
Porn people.
I'm a porn person.
I'm a porn person. No, not the watchers, the makers.
there was a bill on that. I remember
Yes.
voting.
Yeah, they have to wear
Yeah, it
a
was a
condom now.
referendum.
You had to
Yeah.
mark yes or no.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the prop was. Probably Prop 69 or something like
Probably.
that.
Oh,
Well, that's like we had State Bill 420 for
Right.
pot. But anyway, getting off topic a little bit here. So you started to say about Midnight Beautiful, like the backstory behind that.
Yeah, Midnight Beautiful is just about, hey, everyone's allowed to go out and have fun. Doesn't matter how responsible of a person you are, what obligations you got. Everyone deserves to go out to the bar, have a good time, listen to 80s rock. I've got a couple references in there.
I love
Sweet
those.
Child of
by the
Mine.
way.
Sweet Child of Mine. I couldn't see him. I originally wrote the song. I wanted to write the Sweet Child, throw the Sweet Child of Mine riff on that on the break. But I said, no, I can't do that. I don't want to rip someone sing off. So I have my own little guitar riff in there, but you get the idea.
Yeah, it's reminiscent enough where you think about it. You know, you think, oh yeah, that's almost like Sweet Child of Mine, and you just said it. That's kind of cool.
And then I've got the thanks. And then we've got the Sweet Caroline. Remember, you know, because you're sitting at the bar. I have memories.
Sweet Caroline.
Ba, ba, ba. Good times never look so good.
I'm a Red Sox fan,
so good.
So good. Yeah.
So I got
Every
so
eighth inning
many
at
good
Fenway.
memories
Yeah.
doing that, right? And it's funny because I was in Chicago a few months ago, and it was right before I put this song out, and I was sitting with some guys at the bar, and they said, I'm like, oh, I'm writing this song, I'm going to put Sweet Caroline in there, and they just busted it out, you know?
Yeah.
Just like we did. And it's just like, it's so much fun. I got to throw that in there, so...
Yeah, and that's the thing is you're using your music, and that's what's interesting is like you're lyrically focused, which punk music tends not to be.
Right.
It tends to be music driven, like loud, in your face, and you have like screaming lyrics that are again anti-establishment, all about resentment and stuff like that. But you have thought into your lyrics, so that progression is quite interesting. I forgot I had a point to that.
Well, of course, when you're 37 years old and you have two little kids, you can't be that angsty, or you're going to need a lot more than therapy.
Right.
And your kids will need even more therapy.
Isn't that the truth?
Totally.
And I don't have kids. I just know about how bad how
Amazing.
yes.
They're little blessings.
Yes. Yeah, little blessings. You can call that, or you have to say that because you have kids. I don't have to.
There is nothing more gratifying than watching your kids play and hearing them hum your songs without them even really realizing they're doing it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's just like, oh, this is the best. Or it's like, I'm playing my own music way too much.
Yeah. Well, either way, that still makes it the best because if anybody, the thing about it is psychologically speaking, no one's going to hum a song while they're doing something unless they like it.
That's true.
I mean, even the earwigs that everyone's like, oh, I can't get this fucking song out of my head. I hate it. The only reason they hate it is because they can't get it out of their head.
That's my goal, John.
Yeah.
I want those guys to be humming my songs when they hate it.
Yes.
And go, I can't get this shit out of my head.
Yeah. Because
A
then
whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes. Hold your breath, it gets better.
You know what? I haven't
God.
done this yet to you, Corey, but you're fucking fired. I have fired Tyler so many times for being so stupid.
But you told me you like those songs that get stuck in your head.
I got to tell you something.
No, I said to people who get it
we
stuck in their
covered
head
that
like it.
song in 2002, and we actually played it at Kane, so it's okay.
That's awesome.
So you covered that Disney
Punk
song.
style, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to ask.
But then I'll fast forward. We did it once, and we said we're never gonna fucking do that again.
See, that's what I was hoping for. That's what I was hoping you would say that.
The response was, it was one of those ideas going back to like the hats. It's like it sounded great after the six pack. Yeah, let's cover Aladdin. Yeah, we'll make it super fast, and everyone will be into it. And then you play it, and you just get the blank stare, where it's just like,
Yeah.
What the fuck did they just do?
it's like that time I saw a punk band cover Avril Lavigne's "Skater Girl," and you're like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
That's Avril Lavigne.
It's like Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future when he plays the Huey Lewis song and everyone's just like, your kids will love it. And then you just say to them, like, your parents will love it. Just don't
Right.
worry. So, okay. Wow, I'm really hating my voice right now. I feel like I
Why?
need to EQ. I don't know. Does it sound okay to you guys?
I think you,
You
need to drink a
sound
beer.
great.
You sound great.
Okay. I need to do something.
Take a
okay,
sip.
I'm going to show. Yeah, I know.
Apparently,
Maybe I need to
John
take a
is in
hit.
need of self-affirmation today.
John, you sound amazing.
Oh, thank you.
John, you are beautiful.
Okay, this is not
John,
about
No
me. but
matter
go
what
on.
they say,
So,
words can't bring you down. I'm on the cusp of getting muted right now.
yeah, you are. No, actually, you're bringing a little bit of color to the show, even though you can't see it.
He just went there, ladies and
You want
gentlemen.
to impress me? Take the wheel, motherfucker.
Ah, there you go.
I love that. Stevie, you're talking about feelings and shit. You want to impress me? Take the wheel, motherfucker.
So, Mathan.
Yes, sir. You didn't say Mathan.
No, I actually thought
You
about
sound
it.
even better now.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, Mathan.
If I speak like this, well, Mathan, so you came all the way down from Orange County today.
I live in the bubble. Yes. But every time I come to San Diego, I miss it, which is, occasionally I'm going the opposite. I come down here frequently.
Yes.
I'm down here a lot.
Yes.
San Diego is my pad. This is my place.
It's the place to be. I've traveled the world. Like I literally have been around the world. I left San Diego I came back to San Diego from the other side.
Are you a player hater?
Circumvented. No. I'm a player. I'm not a player. I just like to crush.
I don't know when, I don't know why.
Man. Oh, you can tell we're the same age group.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, San Diego has more to offer to people than any other city does in terms of geography. And it's just so fucking gorgeous. Even when it's pouring down rain, this city still looks beautiful somehow. The streets don't. And the people driving, they don't either. But yeah,
No, there's a lot of pretty people in San Diego.
there are.
It's ridiculous.
That's why I moved out to East County. I didn't fit in.
Man, you should think that you're like, you need to think that you look like Tom Cruise. I mean, you got his height, but you can't.
Oh, I think you just called me short and fat.
Tom Cruise isn't fat.
No, that's why you said you got his height.
Oh, no, I was just going to say you
Not
can
his
pretend that
physique.
you look like him
Yeah.
and think that you look like him. 'Cause
I can
you
go to like
you
the-
can tell otherwise.
I can go to the Scientology place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get your thing
My-
checked.
Yeah.
What is that?
My
the thing-
Thetan or
test?
whatever the fuck
Oh my
it is.
God. It's so funny. I knew nothing about Scientology, before I knew everything.
Yeah.
And I remember there was this story. My sister, by the way, I'll throw a shout out to my sister. My sister's name is Anna East, not Anus or Anna is or Anais. But real quick, Siri, if I want to call my sister, I have to say, Siri, call Anais. And it'll say, calling Anais, and then it'll call her. It's fantastic. But
Yeah.
her name's Anna East. She, when she was 22, she said, I want to be a fucking actress. I don't want to fucking sit in a... She graduated college. She did the cubicle thing for a year. I want to do this. I want to be an actress. And she got, half the people looked at her and said, you're fucking crazy. And the other half said, yeah, go for it. Do it. She kicks ass, man. She's got like 50 national commercials now. She's a comedy star. She's up in LA. She's not even an A-list celebrity yet. She's the only person that has 4 episodes for Comedy Central Drunk History that's already,
And
filmed.
this is your sister.
My sister, yeah.
We have a famous person.
We do.
Ish.
I keep telling her, I'm just going to ride your coattails. Go get famous so I can just like have a 2-second
I'm her
segment on
brother
your
with
TV
the band.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with the band.
show. So I know this isn't live, but if you guys watch Comedy Central tonight at 10 o'clock, she is retelling a story of A League of Their Own. And I think she had about
really?
6 pitchers of beer, so it should be a good one.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's fun.
That's awesome.
Anyway, where were we going? I was going with this with the...
Scientology we were talking
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So in being in LA, being a girl in LA, you get exposed to
A lot of guys.
all sorts of things, right?
Harvey, get the fuck out of the studio.
So I remember she comes home one day and she's like, I went to this Scientology thing. I'm like, I don't know what that is. My mom was like, get out. She's like, what? She's like, get the fuck out of there. And they were relentless.
Oh, yeah. They don't stop.
No, until you sign that billion-year contract.
I
Yeah.
think she like,
And it's like it's a non-disclosure agreement. It's everything. You're not allowed to say anything about what they
No.
do, and it's a cult that somehow is still legal because they use Christian name,
Right.
And it's protected by
it's totally protected.
yeah. It's horrible.
And I think if I have to embellish, I think she pretty much changed her phone number, her email, her ID,
Yep.
and address. And anyway,
No billion-year contract for her, huh?
No,
nope.
that's good. That's
Smart.
good.
But it's cool
lady.
because Tom Cruise is in Scientology.
Yeah,
so you're
yeah.
in good hands. You're in good
Absolutely,
hands.
yeah, because that's
So
what
is
I'd
John
want to trust
Travolta.
myself with. Yeah, yeah. I would want to leave my kids to be babysat by Tom Cruise and John Travolta.
Oh yeah,
That's what I would want.
great men,
Absolutely.
great quality
Yes.
actors
Yes.
in
Yes.
Hollywood.
Yes.
Yes, right up there with Kevin
Yeah, Kevin Spacey.
Spacey. And,
Yeah.
and that producer guy Weinstein.
Harvey.
Oh, Harvey's amazing. Yeah, those guys are great. Great guys. Quality entertainment. Not as quality as America's Best Punk, though. That's like super quality.
Oh, absolutely.
That's like super extreme quality.
and drunken history.
Yes.
I can't wait to watch this shit tonight.
It sounds really fun.
It does.
Should we play another song?
I was going to go there. I was
Let's
going
do
to
it.
see if you guys were going to air out some more dirty laundry. But instead, are you okay there? You're looking off another direction.
Oh, no, I was just reminiscing about how last night I had a hard day at work and I'm not going to complain. Let's just go on to the next song.
Why not? That's
My
what
wife
punk
just
people
dumped
do.
like a whole load of laundry to fold at like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I want to do this right now.
Yeah. No,
But I'm going to take orders. I'm going to do it.
But see,
I'm going to do a good job at it too.
that's why I'm single again. I don't have a girlfriend anymore because I can't handle shit like that. It's like, come on, you need to give me some space here. I just busted my ass all day. You know, I was dating this girl, and I remember when I was living with her too. And when I came home, I was like, I had left for a week, and I came back, and I had a long drive. You know, about 8 hours on the road, and I was exhausted. I got in at 9 o'clock, and I walk in, and she has to tell me everything she did for that week.
Oh, God.
Right when I walk in the fucking door. Now, some of it was awesome news, but it's like, you know.
But even the awesome news, like I don't know about you guys, but like my lady, she is awesome. She is so cool. And I love everything about her, except when she has a story to tell, she, instead of just saying, hey, yeah, so this really cool thing happened at work today, you know, somebody made a huge donation to our organization, and it was really great. She'll be like, do you remember last March, or maybe it was February? No, it was April. No, I think it was March. But do you remember when you met Jimmy? No. Well, Jimmy's Aunt Krista decided to come into the office today, and I mean, the story will go on. It was about 11:15. Well, maybe it was 11:20.
Yeah, see,
Okay,
I
Krista
walked
came
in
into
the
the
door.
office and made a donation.
Yeah.
Yay!
I walked in at about 9 o'clock, and it was about 9:45 when I was finally able to put my stuff down and actually get ready to go to bed.
Right.
And I still, like, I had brought 3 suitcases in, and I set them down, and that's all I got to was to set them down. I still had shit in the car, too. So, anyway.
Did she at least get you a beer?
Fuck no. We didn't have any in the fridge, though. But you know,
Oh, okay.
I don't really drink much. I partake in other methods of,
Relaxation.
oh yeah, whatever you want to call it, of getting fucked up. All right, yeah. So let's listen to the other track that you've already released. Now, the Midnight Beautiful track. When did you release that?
December 22nd, 2018.
Is that your most recent release? then?
That's the most recent, yep.
Okay, and Avalon, which is what we're going to listen to next.
That was released September
Okay.
2018.
So how many tracks do you have already released?
2. I literally no. Well, here's the thing. America's
we're
favorite,
listening to.
America's favorite punk started August 2018. This is fresh, man. This is super fresh.
Wow. I thought I heard the cow moo as you walked in. Listen to this, eating this beautiful steak, and we just heard it moo. I'm sorry, we just lost all the vegan friends and veggies, but that's okay.
It's all right. My food eats your food.
It is organic because it eats organic grass, right?
That's right.
Mine eats organic. All right, so this is Avalon by America's Favorite Punk.
I grabbed the mail today. You haven't written in so long. I see you mess.
Is that a rain sound in the background?
It's the sound of the ocean, and it's going to disappear in about 3 seconds.
Who do you want? What do you need? Why is it that you thought of me? Second chances don't go away. I thought I left mine in counter-raid. Second chances, where have you gone? I
anyway.
That you thought of me. Second chances don't go away. I thought I left mine encounter rate. Second chances, where have you gone? I thought I lost mine. I thought he won.
Come on, everybody, put your hands together! It's America's favorite rock. Woo!
This is the section where you light your lighters,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Or take out your cell phones, I guess.
Was that a bong?
Maybe.
But not too long. I'll wait for you. Oh, Avalon. Second chances don't go away. I thought I left mine encounter rate. Second chances, where have you gone? I thought I lost mine. Oh, Avalon. Oh, Avalon.
Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
What?
I don't know. For some reason, I had a flashback to those commercials. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Oh, wow.
I always have the flashback to one of the worst commercials of that day. The
tell.
the girl and the mom walking on the beach, and the mom looks at the girl and says, "Mom, do you douche?"
Oh my!
It's like the dumbest.
Was that a real commercial?
Yes.
That wasn't a
Yes.
dream or
I
something.
don't
No.
remember that commercial.
That was
oh my God.
I could pull it up. It was a real commercial, and what makes it even more real is Family Guy made fun of it.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
a beach scene with
That is
Lois
fantastic.
and Meg, and they're sitting on the beach, and Meg turns to Lois and goes, "Mom, do you douche?" And she goes, "Oh God, no! That's gross. Why would you ever do that?"
That is so. I'm looking it up. I can't
fucking
wait
awesome.
to look up on YouTube.
Yeah, I
God
think
bless YouTube.
I can't remember what it was, but it's the feminine one. Well, they're all feminine, but it's
Always.
no. That's a undergarment thing or a tampon. Or
Tam-
this is
Packs?
getting awkward.
no, it's a douche.
Oh, that's right.
You douche. Anyway,
Oh man.
One of my favorite commercials of all time actually didn't air in the States, but I found it online. It aired in Sweden. And it's this dad and like a little 2-year-old boy, and they go into the grocery store. And the little boy picks up a box of cereal and puts it in the cart.
yes, I see
And
this
the
one.
dad puts it back. The little boy puts it back in the cart. And the dad puts it back.
And he's screaming.
And the kid starts
screaming.
throwing a fit, taking the cereal off the shelves and throwing it all over the floor. And you see the subtitles, and the kid's like laying on the floor screaming, "I want my SweeTios! I want my..." And then at the end, you listen to that for 60 seconds, this kid just shrieking. And at the end, a little title comes up on the screen. It says, "Use condoms."
Oh no,
Yes, it's a
No.
condom commercial.
dude.
Fucking awesome. And now you know why it won't air in the States.
Yeah.
You know what's so great about YouTube though, especially with having kids,
Yeah.
is you can reference stuff that they would never have seen before or know what you're talking about, and be like, let's pull it up on YouTube.
Here's something that'll blow your mind. And so far, I'm the only one who remembers this. You know how Carfax, they have the Carfox?
Carfox, yeah.
Do you know where it came from?
Nope.
How the Carfox became a thing?
No.
Because in one of their first run of commercials, they had all these different random things where people would come into a dealership and ask for the Carfax, and the dealer would have some other thing. One of them was the Carfox, and it was a puppet. It's
Yes, in the office.
Yes.
In the office.
Yeah, and he pulls it out. He's like, "Yeah, Carfox, Carfax. What's the difference?"
What's the difference?
Yes.
That is where they got that
I
mascot
so
from.
remember
So
that.
rad.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that crazy though? That was
Dude.
like 10 years ago, and now it's their mascot.
Yep.
Insanity where this stuff comes from. Anyway, let's give a little teaser. I'll play about a minute or so of your new
You
song.
can play 2 minutes.
All right, 2 minutes.
2 minutes and cut it off because
Yeah.
this song's badass.
Well, let's let him listen to the new stuff, and then you can explain it when we're done. So this is a rough mix, so we're only going to play a little bit of it. But this is the newest song that he's going to be releasing, Charlene by America's Favorite Punk. Charlene.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
And I bet she dreams for a dozen roses in the moonlight.
I say we cut it off right there.
All right, let's cut it off.
Yeah, let's cut it off because when are you expecting to release that one?
That one, all I have to do is go in and do my harmonies, vocal harmonies, and mix it, master it. So it's just a matter of going in there. I'm planning on doing it in about 10 days.
Okay, so it'll be out more likely before this episode airs.
Maybe about the same time. Yeah.
Possibly.
Cool.
Yeah, because this will be in a couple of weeks, a few weeks probably. I don't know. I've got a bunch of people ahead of you, so fuck off.
Sweet, yeah. So that song was originally going to be called Charlene. With
okay,
obviously.
That's the title you gave me.
Yeah, it's actually going to be called Punk Rock Jacket Girl. And you'll hear, once you get into the second chorus, bridge and final chorus, you get this little overlay. It's like Punk Rock Jacket Girl. It's pretty cool. Little catchy. It'll be one of those things where you're working and you'll be singing like Punk Rock Jacket Girl, and you're like, why am I singing this? I hate it. You know?
It'll be make it on a meme on Facebook, and that's how you know you made it.
Right.
I noticed a connection between all these musics. Wow, I speak great, don't I? All your songs typically have a female character.
Yes.
Lead.
That's what music's all about.
Is it all the same female?
No. So here's the unfun story about Charlene.
Okay.
Because my original thought was I was coming off the kick of Sweet Child of Mine, Sweet Caroline, references. I'm like, I fucking love 80s rock. I just love those references. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I need to write the next Roxanne or Jenny, I got your number. I'm gonna make you mine.
You don't want to do that because they're one-hit wonders.
Well, yeah, but whatever.
Not the Police.
Oh, well, he's just saying Jenny.
So when I originally wrote that song, it was Jenny, and it didn't work. Jenny. I'm like, I can't take Jenny. Jenny's 8675309. So I'm sitting there. It was Christmas Day, and I'm like, I got to think of a name that rhymes better. Or no, it wasn't Christmas Day, but it was Christmas week. Kids were out of school, and we're sitting there. And I got to come up with a name that just rhymes. And I was thinking of all the girls I knew. And my wife's sister is named Charlene.
Oh, no.
Dirty dog.
Oh, wow.
So I look at my wife and I go, I'm really sorry, honey. She goes, what did you do? And I said, I'm going to use your sister's name in this song because it just works so good.
I hope you didn't say it that way.
No, I did. It just works so good. I got to use it. I'm sorry.
I don't mean a single word of the song toward my sister-in-law, but...
But...
You asshole.
Yeah, exactly. How did she take that?
She was like, yeah, whatever. She doesn't like punk music. She will listen to it. Like, we have some history with, dating back like 15 years ago, like The Starting Line and some of those poppy songs we would listen to together, but it's not her go-to. Punk is not her go-to. For sure.
It's apparently the Futons go-to because we actually have an entire season of punk rock bands that, and mainly because Tyler, one of the other hosts of the show, is formerly of a band called GFI. He used to play. You know them?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
used
talking
to-
about the electrical outlets.
No, we're not. We're not talking about ground fault indicator. We're talking about GFI that actually has no meaning. It's not an acronym. It's just the name of the band. And that's very punk rock, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, but he was the lead guitar or one of the guitarists for that band, and he was also the host. So he brought in a shitload of punk bands throughout the entire season 3, and you can find all that on dustyfuton.com. Where can people find you?
So, no, and I appreciate you guys having me here. I didn't get to say that yet. I would have liked to start out that way.
No, you
but-
did when you walked in the door. We just didn't have the mics on yet.
And that's when
so
I spilled
definitely.
the beer all over the floor.
Technically, I spilled the beer. You just put it in my way.
Yeah.
Whoever cried over spilled beer.
Exactly. Nobody cried. We just said, we need a towel.
So thank you for having me. Thank you for me being a part of the punk
Thank you for bringing
section.
beer.
Hell yeah. You could find me at americasfavoritepunk.com,
Oh, nice.
which is easy.
well branded.
And then we've also got the social media. I got to say Facebook is on the outs. So you can find me on Facebook, but more actively Twitter and Instagram. And to save your little fingers, it's America's Fave Punk. America's FAV Punk. That's my Twitter and Instagram handle. You can find most of the updates there. But americasfavoritepunk.com, got free downloads, all that good stuff.
Beautiful. And I would advise people against using the apostrophe in Americas because you won't find anything. If you
There's
try
no
to type
apostrophe. Thank you for noticing that. Yes,
Yeah.
there's no
So like
no
he's
apostrophe.
the favorite punk of North, Central, and South America.
Exactly.
Not just
Exactly.
belonging to America.
It's
Exactly.
Americas, not America apostrophe S.
Yes.
And what's funny is when you type, you could do it now. You type in America's favorite punk into Google. It said, "Did you mean America's favorite punk with an apostrophe?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, motherfucker.
Yeah.
There's no apostrophe."
Yeah. It's like, thank you for trying to correct me, asshole. You're a computer. You're code, and you're trying to correct me. Oh, wait, I did fuck up.
I hate it when that happens.
I know, right? And so you have 2 songs out. Charlene will be out probably before the airing of this episode, if not very shortly thereabouts. And do you have an estimate idea or a time frame of when the full album and all your singles will be out?
The full album, estimated 10 to 12 songs, will be out by the end of the summer. The next song coming out after, it'll be Punk Rock Jacket Girl Charlene, will be called Last Summer. That's going to be an acoustic song that'll be released at the end of February. And then at the end of March will be Is Michael Jackson Still Alive? That's the 5th song that will be released. And then we got 5 more
You should
after
release that one as soon as you can because of the there's a lot of buzz with Michael Jackson right now because of the documentary that was released at Sundance Festival.
That's maybe I made a bad decision, but I intentionally didn't. So I was going in to record Michael Jackson Still Alive, and then I saw the scandal about
Yeah.
the rape scandal, and I said, well, we're going to be recording Punk Rock Jacket Girl today, or Charlene today.
Okay.
So I intentionally waited.
Well,
But
that's,
maybe it could have been a good idea. I don't know.
it's an idea. It's not good or bad because no matter what, you're not going to know what it could have or didn't do. And you're right. There is something to be said about having a little bit of what's the word? Class. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Have a little bit of class about what's going on and be like, well, I'm not going to try and play off of that because of this and that and the other and whatnot. So I applaud you for that. That
Thank
is
you.
very
Thank you.
respectful.
Because the bottom line is, I mean, whether you like them, agree with them, think what happened was real or not, Michael Jackson and Prince and all those guys, like, they live in our hearts, our souls. They were incredible musicians,
Yeah.
whether you listen to that stuff or not. And
We can go on for days
go on for
naming these
days.
songs, the artists
Yeah.
who
Oh,
are
absolutely.
Oh my god!
I
But
mean-
yeah, it's the same like saying that's been around forever. You don't disrespect the dead. You know, you try not to as best as you can. I mean, obviously there are going to be people who always want to bring things up. You know, women are really good at that, but you want to make sure that.
Hashtag me too.
So you're saying you're good at bringing shit up too?
No, no.
Oh no, you're okay. Got it. Yeah, but anyway. It's really good to see have a little bit of class and kind of just play it on your own level playing field instead of trying to ride the coattails of some other bullshit. And I'm just rambling at this point. But yeah, well, thank you for coming down because it's awesome that we get to have you on to chat and add another notch to our punk belt.
I appreciate it, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And maybe we can do it again sometime.
Maybe, but probably not. But maybe.
But maybe.
Yeah. There's only so many bands I can squeeze in because I don't know if you know about editing. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. I'm editing.
Did you hear my incredible voice? I mean, there's 100% editing. No, I'm kidding. A little bit.
Oh, speaking of that, you said you have, now do you go into a studio to do your recordings?
Yeah, it's so Avenue 52, Sean Alexander's got his own studio, and I go in there. It's a home studio. That's how we set up. But I love the ambiance of that. I love it. You know? And all the tools, I'm not a musical producer, but I don't know what the difference is if you go into some fancy $1 million place or if you just record out of your bedroom.
Nothing.
It doesn't matter.
It's all about the engineering. It's all about, let me let the engineer chime in on that.
Well, one of the biggest things is, are you recording live drums? If you're recording live drums, the bigger and nicer the space and the better the mic locker selection, the better. Maybe your set of cymbals sounds really great with U87s, or maybe U87s are too bright on it, and it would be great to have a stereo match pair of ribbons. But like, kind of for everything else, if you got an SM57 and a clean mic pre and a good guitar amp, you can record electric guitar anywhere. It doesn't matter. And like, even a lot of these big budget albums, I was watching an interview not too long ago with a guy who has recorded some really, really big bands like Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff like that. And he was talking about recording backing vocals in a hotel room, like, because the band would be on tour and he'd fly out to where they were playing that night, and they'd have an off day or they'd get off stage or whatever, and they'd go back into the hotel room and he'd be there with a microphone and a little interface and a laptop and record backing vocals.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing sounds better to me in my untrained ears than singing in the shower. I'm like, I should be recording right now.
There you go.
That's
water
actually,
on and everything.
That's actually like, the bathroom is known for some reason because of maybe the resonance, but of tiling and the way they're designed. Bathrooms are known to have really good harmonics and great sound. In high school, our choir, we would go into the my men's ensemble. We'd go into the men's bathroom at school and practice in there because you get that resonance and that echo, and it's beautiful.
That's so cool.
Well, Mathan, not Mathan, whoever the fuck you are, thank you so much for coming down all the way to Orange County just for us today.
Hell yeah, it was great to be here. You guys are awesome.
Hell yeah, man. All right.
Thank you, Mathan.
Yep.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. I'm going to cut it now.
That sounded really creepy.
Thank you. Big thank you to Mathan, or Mathan, whatever his name is, for joining us in Lakeside at Ears Only Audio's studio. Speaking of, thank you to Cory Wilkins for hosting this episode and letting us record at his studio in Lakeside. I'm Big John, engineer, editor, and producer of this production of the Dusty Futon LLC. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to get all the newest episodes. You can find out how on www.dustyfuton.com, and don't forget to share with your friends. If you love what we are doing and want to support our cause like Nicholas, Rick, and our many other supporters, please consider going to patreon.com/thedustyfuton and pledging to support for as little as $1 a month. Thank you again for listening to this episode of The Dusty Futon.
Our bass player was the youngest. He was probably 18, and he was always super nervous before shows. And I just remember him going crazy. We're tuning and doing our little thing, and he comes over and goes, "Oh, my thing won't work. My bass isn't working," and he's creating.
Did he actually say my thing won't work?
He should have said that.
I'm just curious, because I'm testing different EQs at the same time. I'm not sure which one to put on that.
At 18, at 18, that would be really surprising if it's
I know, right? He's had too many bad nights. Why is my EQ sucking badly right now?
Test 1, 2, checkity check, 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 checkity check. 1, 2, check, cash, credit, money order,
no
debit
problem.
card.
There we go.
All right.
And then we got Mathan.
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 We're just going to do it once because It doesn't matter. You're probably going to say Mathan 50 more times.
Can you tilt the microphone right in front of your face?
Like this.
Yeah, and perfect.
And like that.
He wants that full proximity effect.
Yeah, because if you do this, and it's like,
Yep. There we go.
And this is my. Yeah, no, sorry.